Hi, my name is Darby Louise, and welcome to episode 3 of the CoCreated Podcast. Hi, like I said, my name is Darby Louise. I'm a maker. I live in Memphis, Tennessee with my husband and my 2-year-old rescue pup named Pippin. I am a fan of all things fiber arts and fabric, and just making in general. So you'll see a lot of different things here on the channel. Mainly, or at least in the last few episodes, have been primarily focused on knitting, crochet, and sewing. So that's what we're doing right now. So without further ado, let's get into the podcast. I do have some very cold coffee from early this morning. This is a Guatemala coffee from, I think it's called Black Rabbit Coffee. They're somewhere in southern Illinois. My husband picks them up on his way back from a funeral up there, and so he brought that back for me, and this is my first cup of the bag, and it's actually really, really good. I'm a huge fan of South American coffees, and this one did not disappoint. I also have a different mug today. This is a mug from a local roaster here called Vice and Virtue. They're based out of Memphis. So anyway, so that is the coffee talk for the episode. And then, oh, we have a visitor. And then we can jump into what I'm wearing, because it is my first FO. It's okay. This is my first FO of the day. This is the Tata Twist Tank by Gracie Steele. It was a work in progress in my last episode. I had to make a few minor adjustments. You really gonna do this? Are we really gonna be right here? You lay down? Lay down. Hey. Lay down, good girl. We are gonna have a visitor for probably most of the episode. So, yeah, so in the last episode I talked about how to make a few adjustments and kind of show you more. It's a little cold here, which is kind of weird for May. So I've been layering up, but it's me May, so I wanted to participate, and this is pretty comfy. So anyway, so I made this out of a organic cotton knit fabric that I got from Minerva. I don't think they have it anymore, as are most things from Minerva, like dead stock or just like a limited quantity. So I had this left over from another project, and I pieced it together very the back, if I can, I'll take a photo of like the inside of the back, but it's supposed to basically the pattern itself is like 3 pieces. The back of mine is at least 4, just because you're playing Tetris with like the rest of your fabric. At least that's what I was doing. So yeah, so the Tata Twist Tank goes up to a 57 bust, and I think it can go up to even bigger than that, just because of the way the sizing was. I found it to be too big when I cut my size. I had to take out a significant amount, which you can even see, like, because I took out so much from the sides, the armhole is kind of high, so I could go back and cut that out. I just haven't. And then I ended up I talked about in my last episode, I wanted to add elastic under the bust. I didn't, but I kind of wish I did. So I might make it again and do that just to see if that helps, if I like it more. But I mean, regardless, like, I think it turned out really cute. I got it to fit really well. I had to take a lot out of the straps. That was another issue I had, was like the straps were significantly long. I think I said in my last episode I took 3 inches out of each strap, but I was thinking back later, I was like, that was 3 inches flat. I had to take 6 inches, I think almost 7 inches out of each strap to get them to like fit, which is another reason the armhole's so high right now. So I've since taking all these pieces into consideration, because I wanted to get it right, and I wanted to know if I could get it right. Yeah, I just wanted to know that I could get it to fit me the way I wanted to, and to adjust the pattern to be like ready to go without having to like cut something that was too big and then having to like whittle it down. So I did make it again. This is my second. I have to make sure this is the back. And so instead of making the twisty part in the front, I just used the back as both pieces and just made a simple white tank top. So yeah, I like it. I've worn this one a lot more than this one so far, just because again it's like really basic. This is made out of just a cream knit. I can kind of show you. It has a little bit of like speckledness to it, but I got this in a mystery bundle from Icy Fabric. It was just a bunch of random. Yeah, and I've had this fabric in my stash for I feel like a year and a half or more, so I was really happy to be able to use it. I think I used most of it, so I just used the back piece from the Tata twist tank for both the front and the back. I scooped the neck out a little bit more. I made the straps. You can see like they're significantly thinner. I just wanted a thinner strap. And then I also added inside, I added like a piece of elastic. This is so bad. Trying to show you so bad. So you can kind of see if I do it this way. This is the inside. So there's this piece of elastic that goes under the bust, and it kind of helps hold everything up. I can also wear this with a bra, which I didn't intend to do that, but I tried on a bra underneath this and I didn't see anything. So so the shelf bra and this both really helped with like support and stuff, and it's pretty see-through. But what I did was basically cut I think this is like 3/4 of an inch elastic. I think I cut like 1.5 inch strip or 2 strips, because I did it to each side, and then I just made channels and then put the elastic through and sewed it down. And for measuring the elastic, I really just kind of guessed. Like I put it around my underbust and then took like 1 inch out because I just wanted to make sure it was like cinched in. But yeah, that is all I have today for finished objects. Yeah, I really like the pattern. I am thinking about making it again, which is kind of wild. I just like the way it's constructed. And I think I'm gonna try and make like a 1-shoulder top. I think would be really good and really cute. So we'll see what I do with that. So but yeah, that is the Tata twist tank 2 versions by Gracie Steele. And again, that's all I have. Okay. Take that back. We're not done with finished objects. I do have one other small thing. This was, well, to preface this, my husband works at a local brewery here. And when you work in beer, you acquire like beer related things a lot. Anyways, he's quite the collection of koozies at this point. A lot of them, I mean, we'll get them as like souvenirs if we're traveling, or like people gift him koozies like a lot. And then he'll find some, or if there is like an event at their work and there's some left over from like, you know, party favors or whatever, he's just acquired a lot of really random koozies. So I don't know how we like put this together, but basically he had an old t-shirt that he liked, and it wasn't like it had a hole in it or something. I think he was just like, it had either shrunk a little bit, or there was like a bigger hole than what I thought I could repair, or something. Anyways, so it had like a little logo on the front, and we were trying to figure out what to do with this t-shirt. So he really liked the logo on the t-shirt. So somewhere we decided to put these two together, and we just made this little like patchwork koozie. So you can see it has like, you can see the stitching and stuff on it, but it's just like the t-shirt things. There was like a logo from a bank or something under here, and we cut the logo out, and of course, like I unstitched the koozie itself so we could sew it flat, and then sewed it back up. But he sewed the koozie back up with my machine. So it's just kind of a fun little thing that we did. So I just thought that was really cute, and I can show a picture of it with a can. I don't have a can with me right now, but yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little project. We'll probably do more than we have like a whole stack of koozies that again have just random logos on them. And yeah, it's just like a fun, it was also a really fun like melding of like both our interests, which there's rarely a crossover in things that we're both interested in. So yeah, it was just fun to make something and together, and it's useful, and he loves it, and we both have used it, and it's also still useful, so we didn't have to throw it out or get rid of it. So and then I think I'm going to use the rest of the t-shirt for something else, but I'm still thinking through that. So try not to waste here, but yeah, it was just a fun little thing. So finished object. Okay, so now we're going to move on to works in progress, or WIPs. I have a couple, I guess you've seen most of these before, but I do have a sewing WIP to show you, and I'm really excited to talk about it because I've been planning on this for a while. So right now all I have is the bodice, and it's not even done. Again, I can put in a better picture of this because this is kind of hard to see, but this is the top for what will be a wrap dress. I'm trying to get the top to cross over the right way. So you can see it. I think this is the sleeve that's not finished, but this one is almost finished. So yeah, this is the Emily dress from fabricsstore.com, not to be confused with the fabric store, but fabrics plural store.com. I don't know how I found them. I think I was just like looking up like free patterns and stuff, or actually I saw somebody post about one of their jacket patterns and said that they really liked it, and so I was just looking through, and they have a ton of free patterns on there. And I was thinking about using, well, let me back up. I wanted to make a wrap dress. I had one, I really, really liked it. It was from Urban Outfitters. It like did not have enough fabric for like the bottom of the dress. Like, it had a really cute bodice, and then the bottom of the dress was like, yeah, there just like wasn't enough fabric. It should have been more of like a gathered skirt, but it was pretty much just like a straight piece. And I don't know about you, but my hips are bigger than my top half, and so it was all kind of the same width. Anyways, so that's why I don't have that wrap dress anymore. I've wanted one for a while. And I found the blue fabric that this is at an estate sale for like $2, and I have probably like 6 yards or more of it. Like, I have a ton of this fabric. It's actually, I think they're still up here, because I haven't cut the skirt out yet, so I'm still working on it. But I've been thinking, because I got this fabric, I wanted a wrap dress, I kind of like put them together and was like, yeah, no, I had like in my mind, I knew I wanted a wrap dress. I had envisioned like the different elements. I wanted kind of like a fuller sleeve. I wanted the princess seams, but not necessarily, but I wanted it to be a little bit more fitted and like tailored. And I wanted a more like narrow opening. So, because I looked at the Hannah wrap dress from By Hand London, which is a really, really popular wrap dress pattern, and I liked it a lot, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. it just had a really like wide opening, and I don't think the sleeves were what I wanted either. So I found this pattern, it was free, and so I was like, well, let me see if I can just like figure out this pattern. And this has definitely become more of like a process and a product, which is really funny because like it was inspired by like, I really want this thing, but because I wanted it done, like specifically wanted it done really well, and I want it to be really wearable, and I want it to be well, like finished well, it's become like really like a whole process. Like I would lie awake just like thinking about, or actually I would fall asleep too. I don't know if I've ever like sat there and just like thought about it, but like I would think through like, how am I gonna finish it this way so that all the sleeves are encased, and like what am I gonna do for this, and how am I gonna get these sleeves to work? So I went through a couple different options for sleeves before I settled on this. Is like, these sleeves are the original pattern piece cut at the largest size, and I just like gathered the top and the wrist in to make them like poofy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the process of making this. That being said, this pattern leaves a lot to be desired. So first of all, it goes up to a size 28-30 or a 56-inch bust, which I guess is fine. Like, I guess the net, like a 65-inch bust is like what we typically try to go for. Is that or I guess like a 60-inch bust is like the highest most people have gone, or what most pattern designers try to go for. So 56 for free pattern. I think my issue is the fact that like it's a free pattern, and I've used quite a few free patterns, and I have heard rave reviews about other free patterns. So I don't think just because something's free means it should be poor quality or it shouldn't be size inclusive. Like, I think that's kind of, sorry, I picked like the loudest time to start filming. Anyways, what I was saying is I've had a few, like, I've had to size down in this pattern, which I feel like I find with every pattern. It's like I cut the sides that I think, based on my measurements, based on what you put on your like pattern instructions, I cut the size. It's too big, I cut it down to whatever. There were a few things, like the notches didn't exactly line up on this, like on the princess seams and stuff. The princess seams are really hard to like, I don't remember the term for it. I guess it's not easing in, but it was just like really hard to get them to match up. Because you know, like one piece is more curved, one piece is kind of straight. It was really difficult, and I don't know if it was just my fabric. No, my muslin was the same way. So that was weird. And then the shoulder seams were not the same length, which was odd, and I'm not entirely sure why. What I think happened with this was that it was probably designed and graded for a smaller size, and then they just like graded up and down and said, here are the sizes. So I don't know that they've all been tested out well. I couldn't really find if anybody else like had made this pattern before. I'm sure other people have made it. I don't know that anyone's posted about it on Instagram or online anywhere. So yeah, I'm just a little like disappointed in the pattern. If I was making this pattern straight out, I think I'd be really disappointed in it. But because I've been kind of using it as like a starting point and like doing other stuff, I guess it's fine for like what I need it for. But as far as like, I don't know, I think, again, I've used other free patterns. I've heard really great things about other free patterns. I think if you're gonna offer something for free as a like loss leader to get people to return business, I think it should also be like it should be an example of the quality that you offer. Like Helen's Closet, she has several free patterns, and they're all just as good as the paid for patterns. Simpler designs, but still quality and tested, and instructions are great. Because you use a free pattern and then you're like, this is great, so you go back and buy a pattern from her. This pattern does not make me want to buy fabric from the store. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So, which, like, yeah, I just think that, and also, like, offering something for free doesn't give you a, like, get out of jail free card for having a not so great pattern or poor quality pattern. I don't know. Again, it's working for, like, what I need it for. It's just not it's not exactly what I wanted, which of course now there was the Hannah wrap dress, so it's working out. But I also think that being someone who's sewn for a long time, like, I know how to do a couple of things, but if I was a little less experienced, I think I would have a harder time with this pattern too, because the instructions aren't really great, and lack a lot of detail. So yeah, I don't know, it is what it is. I'm, again, enjoying the process. That's why I haven't cut the skirt out yet, because I'm just kind of enjoying, like, the problem solving part and, like, the thinking through it, because I think I want to do, like, a double, or at least a time and a half, like, circle skirt for the bonnet, because I want it to be like a gathered circle, so it's, like, really flowy and there's a lot of movement to it. Like, that's really what I'm thinking about, and then possibly adding pockets. We'll see if we get there. So yeah, just, like, different things like that I'm thinking through and, like, just kind of enjoying the process on. And I haven't really had, like, a huge chunk of time to just dedicate to sewing on this in a couple weekends. So yeah, that's my Emily dress, or my Emily dress hack wrap dress that I'm working on, and that's my only sewing whip for the moment. So my other whip, I'm really tired of this being a whip, because it's almost done. This is I don't even know where to start. My weekend slipover hacked into an open front vest. So you can see I'm currently working on the button band. I have to rip the button band out. That's kind of that's where I'm at. So this is the weekend slipover by Petite Knit. Most of the pattern is that. I decided to make it a button front, and I'm using Drops alpaca silk mohair and Murphy's, I don't even have the packaging here because I'm so good at this whole podcasting thing. Murphy's worsted. It's a, like, vintage worsted weight wool yarn that my mom gave me. So yeah, and it was my entry for the Vest Friends make along that just finished, because it is May 2nd today. It just finished at the end of April, so it's taken me more than 2 months, which is kind of a bummer, because I had this pretty much done by like the beginning of April. I just needed to do the button band, so I have blocked it since we last saw it, and then I got my longer cord picked up. Again, since I'm hacking it, I didn't know how many stitches to pick up. I didn't pick up enough, so I'm gonna go back through and pick up more stitches. I think I just hate picking up stitches. Like, and it's so big, which it's exactly what I wanted. It's big, it's oversized, it's long. It's gonna be perfect when the weather gets cooler again. Which, like, also, if I had finished it, I probably would have had a chance to wear it at least one day, because it's been pretty chilly for, like, the last month. So I don't know. I'm just dragging my feet to finish it, which is fine. So it will be done. And again, I knew starting it, I probably wasn't gonna be able to wear it really until the like winter, this like coming winter. So yeah, it is what it is, but it is not done. So hopefully by next month it will be a finished object. That's my goal, and that's been honestly doing a podcast has, and like sharing stuff has been fantastic accountability for my makes, because I'm like, I need something to show people, and it's not a race, it's not about showing things, but if I'm making something, I do want to share it with people, and there is this nice like fire under my butt to like make some progress. So my next whip is the Costal Tank by Carissa Lamb. This goes up to a 62-inch bust, which like we love a good inclusive knit pattern. I'm using loop and thread cream cotton, which I think I have a skein here I can show you, in the color Deep Teal. This is the color. It's coming up like so much more jewel toned on camera. I wonder if I hold it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's just a little more matte in real life, but anyways, that's the yarn. I'm almost done with my first skein. I'm barely gonna crack into the second skein to finish this, but this is what I have so far. So it is a little like square neck tank top, and I think I am almost done with this strap. So so you'll do the strap up, and then there's like a crisscross, and you'll Kitchener stitch them together up the top. So if you can't tell, I really like tank tops for summer, because this is my third tank top shown here. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's pretty cropped, but I think it'll be really cute with like skirts or with jeans. If I have it to there, I think I might need to make this like a couple rows longer. We'll see. Those are things I can decide later on. But yeah, I got the front mostly finished, and then these are still, I have like all my cords on this. So the back stitches on this cord. So it's pretty jingly, but I'm really happy with how this is coming along. Let me see if I can show you the decreases here just look so good. Like, it is just really clear, those increases on the sides, and then the decreases to make the neckline and stuff. And there's a lot of, because it's all twisted rib, so you're also doing, to do the decreases on this side and this side, you're working it flat for a little bit. So you're purling through the back loop, you're doing twisted slip knits, twisted slip purls, twisted purl two together, and twisted knit two together, which are real, like twisted purl two together is like the simplest one of all of them. The rest of them are so like, I would, every time I come to a decrease, I'd have to reference the pattern like glossary so I could figure out like, what am I doing. So I think this one will be done pretty soon. Like, it's actually worked up like really quickly, I would say, for it being twisted rib mostly. It's a fingering weight pattern, and this is definitely a thicker yarn. So I'm making it in a size 3, but I probably should be making it like a size 5. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's my Costal Tank. Really happy with it. I've done really well like keeping my like yarn whips to kind of a minimum. Sorry, my dog is stretching behind the camera. Yeah, that was kind of my goal for the year, was like to keep my knitting whips to kind of like a small amount. And I've done really well, and I feel good about it. Like, I've maintained kind of like 2 knit whips, and then I'm currently working on I have this whole little stack of variety squares. This is a crochet whip. This has been really fun to kind of just like, I have like one that's blocked that looks nicest, but this has been really fun. I'll have my yarns just kind of like available, and so like I'll take a break from work to like make one round, and then like I'll do some work, and then I'll make the next round. Actually right now I'm working on just the center pieces and just making a bunch of those, and then I'll do the white on all of them, and then I'll do the brown on all of them, just to switch things up. So this is 15 right here. I think I'm gonna make a tote. I think it's gonna have 16 squares on each side, so this isn't even half yet. I'll probably finish one of the squares and take a picture and show you like the layout of what I'm thinking. I'm not following a pattern. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along, as I do with a lot of crochet bags. And I really enjoyed it. So I am using the thing. It is Frolic by Unger. This is the label. I think it's a French yarn. I don't know. Again, someone gave it to my mom. They gave it to me. I've really enjoyed crocheting with it. It's 100% cotton. And yeah, it's been good. So I've really enjoyed it as like a kind of take a break project while I work. So like having something that I can kind of work on during breaks, or I'm the person who will like knit during a Zoom call, especially if there's like a bunch of people on there. No one cares if you're knitting. It's actually been proven to like help you focus, I think. So but yeah, that is all of my whips for April. Yes, we're recapping April. So yeah, that's all my whips for the moment. Anyways, I just did this whole part and I wasn't even recording. So puppy dogs. My acquisitions. I went to a craft swap this week. It's really cool. I'll share about the next one more on my Instagram, and I can link their information below. But there's a shop here. They're like a gift shop, but they do a lot of like workshop and craft based, like workshops and classes. That's what I'm thinking of, classes. And the owners are really cool, and they started, I guess it was last fall, started doing a craft swap, and it's a really neat concept. You bring your unused craft supplies and you just donate them to the store. The lovely employees at the store like organize everything and set it up, and on a Saturday they allow like donors get in first, so people who've donated get into the craft swap first. I love you. I'm a very emotionally needy puppy dog, if you haven't noticed. Very needy. Anyways, so people who donate get in first to the craft swap, and you get to just like take stuff that you want. And it's really cool, and I've made quite a few things out of the stuff I've gotten, and have really like, it's been awesome. And it's been a great resource if like for saving money, because I can just find stuff and make stuff out of the stuff I find. So yeah, that's been a really great piece. But I got a bunch of stuff from this one, so I'm gonna do a separate video for my acquisitions. Sorry, cliffhanger, I talk all about this and then I don't show you. Yeah, because it's just gonna be kind of a lot of stuff, so I will do a second video for that. But until then, yeah, just that was kind of my weekend, was the craft swap, and I got to go to a fashion show. One of my friends, or it's a family that me and my husband are really good friends with. They have 2 kids, and their daughter, she's 11, and she's been taking sewing classes, which is just really cool. So she's taking sewing classes at a little sewing school here, and at the end of the school year they have a fashion show, and it's just really cute to get to see like the different projects they worked on throughout the school year, and also get to see just like kids are sewing, which I feel like such like the old lady to say, because at some point I was the kid that was sewing, and now like I'm seeing these like 10 11 year olds, and there were a few like middle schoolers and high schoolers that were also in the program, and it's really cool. Like they're making like crossbody like fanny packs, and they're quilting, and they're making they're working with knits and making pants, and yeah, and it's just really cool to watch kids do the thing that you love doing, and you get to kind of also speak into that. So it was really fun to not just see her stuff, but also see like her peers and all the other girls in the class, what they've made, and some of them like are really good too, which is really it's just really impressive to see that, like girls who've just stuck with it and put the time in to do things really well. So yeah, that was my weekend, and it was really encouraging, full of craftiness. So yeah, I'm really bad at landing planes, but we've come to the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be on the lookout for that next video, and be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed my rambliness about sewing and making and seeing a puppy dog appear on screen. So yeah, I hope you like this, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.